So, on yesterday, I did upload the notes page and the video for reviewing how to plot points on a graph. So, plotting points on a graph, this will help you out with IXL G1. That's from the Algebra 1 section. So that's the IXL that goes with plotting points on a graph. And then evaluating a linear function. This goes with the IXL Z as in zebra 8 from the 8th grade section. So it is okay for you to use your notes while you're working through an IXL or while you're working through your homework. And if you get stuck, it is okay for you to ask for help. It is not okay for you to not do any work because you feel that, well, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm not going to do it. No, you ask for help. I don't care what anybody said in 8th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade, or any other grade. You're in high school now. You don't understand something, you ask for help. Point blank in period. But let's turn the graph. So we're going to graph linear functions using the table. So we're going to work through a good chunk of this today, and then we'll finish whatever we need to finish tomorrow. So for graphing a linear function, one of the primary methods you have is to make a table for it. It's a little time consuming, but it is a way for you to be able to graph a linear equation. So to do it is very simple. First step, go ahead, ask.
Well, is this going to be posted?
Yes. Yeah. That shouldn't stop you from paying attention and taking notes right now, though. So if you're doing something else, put a pause on that and do this one. That's why you're in class now. So, first step, evaluate the function using the x values included in the table. So you will get a function. You will get a set of x values. You evaluate the function with those x values. So, for example, number 1, you're given your function, and you're given your x values. So you're going to take each one and plug it in the function. So for -2, that's y equals 3 times -2, which is -6. So you can do the same thing with 0. Y equals 3 times 0, which is 0. And y equals 3 times 3, which is 9. So you use the same function for each x value that they give you. So that's steps 1 and 2. Step 3 is to plot the points you get from the table. So each row represents a point. So each row from left to right represents a point. So that means one of your points is -2, -6. One of your points is 0, 0. And one of your points is 3, 9. We're going to put them on the graph. So -2, -6, go to the left 2, go down 6. 0, 0 is the origin. And 3, 9, go to the right 3, and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Watch your voice. And then step 4, draw a line through your points. That's it. Dog's over. So you're taking the function, plugging in the values that they give you, make the table, plot the points, draw the line. Questions before we continue? All right, no questions. Let's continue. So example 2. There's a reason for that blank space sitting over there. We'll get to it in a second. But, same rules apply. Here's your function. Here's your x values. Now, some of you might be looking at f of x equals negative 2x minus 3. So, I don't know how to do that. Well, f of x is the same thing as y equals. It's the same function. So we're going to solve it the same way that we just did the other problem. So let's go ahead and get to work. So we take negative 2 and plug it in to the function. So if you take negative 2 and plug it in, what do you get? 1. You get 1. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. There's our first answer. Do the same thing with 0. What do we get? Negative 3. So negative 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3, negative 3. Negative 2 times 1 minus 3, what does that give you? Negative 5. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Lastly, put in the 3. So, plug in 3, what do we get? Get negative 9. Negative 2 times 3, negative 6. Negative 6 minus 3, negative 9. Yep, whatever x value they give you, that's what you're plugging in. And then you work it out using order of operations. Please excuse my dear unself. Any other questions before we continue? We've now completed our table. Now, about this blank space. So like I told you yesterday, if you don't have graph paper, you can either A, if you don't have graph paper and you're not able to print, it's either A, go to the store, buy some graph paper, or go buy a notebook that has graph paper in it. B, come up to the school, I have graph paper sitting at door 12, you can pick some up. Or C, you can draw the graph yourself. So here's what you can do to draw the graph yourself. Look at my x values. My x values, the biggest number up there is a 3. So draw a horizontal line for your x values, and draw a vertical line for your y values. X values don't go any bigger than 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The smallest number is -9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. Now you have a graph. You just drew your own graph. It may not be as cute or fancy looking as a graph that you would buy from the store or print off. Too bad. You're going to draw the graph. If you get an assignment and you don't draw the graph, give yourself a 0 and let me put it in grade book as a 0. That's number 1. Number 2, a 36-year-old man just drew this graph. Some of you all are 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. I'm half your age. You can draw the graph. So, if I just made anyone feel a certain type of way with what I just said, too bad. You're going to draw the graph. Now, here's your points. Now we do our graph. One of the points is -2, comma 1. Go to the left 2, up 1, put a point. 0, comma -3 is your second. The first number is a 0, so that means you don't go left or right, but you will go down 3. One comma -5 is your third point. Go to the right 1 and go down 5. And your last point is 3 comma -9. Go to the right 3 and then go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Draw your line. So I just freehand drew a graph, and it still came out pretty straight. Ain't no excuses. The only person that can stop you from being successful is you. Stop making excuses. Questions, example 2. Alright. So let's do one more together. And then we're going to switch to your IXL so that you can see what this looks like on IXL. So we did one line that was pointing up. We did one line that was pointing down. Now we're going to do a line that has a fraction in it. Okay? Has a fraction in it. You'll live. Same rules apply. Here's our function. Here's our x values. So we do the exact same thing. Take -4, plug it into the function. Now, since 3/2 is a fraction, you need to make -4 a fraction. Put it over 1. Now we multiply. What's 3 times -4? -12. 2 times 1 is 2. -12 divided by 2 is -6. -6 minus 1 is -7. There's the first one. Done.
Mr. Love,
Yes.
you can just divide 3 by 2, just turn that into like a test.
I know that.
That's an acceptable way to do it, like when I test.
That's acceptable as long as you show me the work.
Oh,
Mr. Love,
Yes.
what if you just cross multiply both, the 3 over 2 by the -4 over 1, like if I did 2 times -4 to the -8, right? I can do that, right?
Nope. Oh no, let's see. So you want to do 2 times -4.
No, I'm not asking, like, what if I changed the 2 to a 1, right? And then I changed the -4 to a -2. And
So
then
you
I
need
just-
cross cancel.
Yeah, cross cancel.
Okay, then that's acceptable. Yeah, there's a difference between cross multiply and cross cancel. So if you cross cancel, that's okay. So the key things to what Nyla and Noah both said, they both said different ways, but what they're going to do is they're going to show their work so that I know what way they did it. Some of you all are thinking you're going to get away with just putting the answer and not showing no work. You still getting a 0, even if the answer is correct. Because I don't know where you got it from. For all I know, you could have cheated. Show the work, you'll be alright. Let's plug in 0. Ooh, I like 0. What's anything times 0?
Sarah?
0. Anything times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1, -1. You should always love multiplying times 0, because anything times 0 is 0. And let's do 2. 3 over 2 times 2 minus 1. That's 3 over 2 times 2 over 1. So Nyla, if I'm doing it the way that you had mentioned, you're going to cross cancel these 2's and make them both 1's.
Yeah.
Alright, so that gives you 3 times 1, which is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. That's 3 minus 1, which is 2. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I can agree with you doing it that way. Feel free to keep doing it that way. So we've got our table. Now we can plot our points. So the first row gives us -4, -7. Go to the left 4 and go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Second row is 0, -1. third row, 2 comma 2. Go right 2, go up 2. So there's your 3 points. Go ahead and draw your line. That's it. Problem's over. Questions on example 3?
So if you fit a fraction and then you plug in next to it's multiplied by each other, you just make it a fraction and multiply from there, right?
That is correct. Any other questions, example number 3? All right. So, complete the table, then grab the function. So you're doing the same thing that we just did with the notes page. Your function is at the top, f of x equals 2x, and your x values are in the column. So if we put in 0, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 4, 8, 2 times 5, 10. There you go, my table's completed. Now you're going to plot the points. So, 0, 0, notice that the little finger pointer comes on the graph. Go to 0, 0, click a point. It put a point on the graph for you. The next point would be 1, comma 2. Go to the right 1, go up 2. As soon as you put the second point on the graph, it'll draw the line for you. You can pick whichever 2 points you want, but as soon as you put the second point on the graph, it'll draw the line for you. Check your work, make sure everything is the way you want it. Hit submit, it'll give you your great job. Then you go on and keep being great. Yeah, just because it's easy, don't go so fast. It's real easy to make a mistake. That's what your IXL is having you do. Nope, you only have, as soon as you put 2 points, IXL will draw a line for you. Now, if you was doing it by hand, then yes, you got to plot all of them. But on the IXL, all you need is 2 of them. Any other questions on this particular IXL? So example 4. So here's our function. And again, here's our x values. So we do the same thing that we had with example 3. Y equals negative 1 over 4 times negative 8 plus 6. So again, take negative 8, make it a fraction. Negative 1 times negative 8 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. 8 times 4 is 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. So there, that gives you 8. Negative 4 would be the same thing. Negative 1/4 times negative 4 gives you a positive 1. 1 plus 6 gives you 7. Plug in 0. Remember, anything times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 6 is 6. And last but not least, negative 1/4 times 4 and plus 6, that's negative 1 plus 6, which is 5. So again, take your numbers, plug them in, work them out to get your table, then use the points in the table to draw your graph. So one of your points is negative 8, comma 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left 8, up 8. Negative 4, comma 7. Left 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0, comma 6. 0 in the first spot means you don't go left or right, but you will go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 4, comma 5. Go to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are your points. Draw your line. So again, just because there's a fraction there doesn't mean you don't do the problem the same way. Last example is example 5. So example 5 is a special type of function, special type of line. So first off, notice your function is f of x equals 5. So remember, f of x equals 5 is the same thing as y equals 5. But you're probably noticing that there's no x value. So anytime you don't have an x value, that's the same thing as having y equals 0 times x plus 5. Why 0 times x? Because anything times 0 is 0. So it would have dropped out anyway. So we're going to use y equals 0x plus 5 to do this line. Remember, anything times 0 is 0. So we plug in 7. Y equals 0 times negative 7 plus 5. 0 times 7, negative 7 is 0. And 0 plus 5 is 5. Do the same thing with 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. And then do the same thing with x equals 5. 0 times 5 is 0, and 0 plus 5 is 5. So no matter what x value we put into it, we got back an answer of 5. So that's not a coincidence. Now let's look at the line. Negative 7, comma 5. Go to the left 7. Go up 5. Here's your first point. 0, comma 5. First number is 0. You don't go left or right. Second number is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then your third point is 5, comma 5. Go to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And draw your line. So, notice that you have a horizontal line. Horizontal line going straight from left to right. So that's not a coincidence, that's something that always happens. So if you have y equals a number, or f of x equals a number, that will always give you a horizontal line. They'll always give you a horizontal line. So, there are definitely much easier ways to draw horizontal lines than what we just did, and those will be taught as we explore more in this unit. But that completes the section 4.3 notes. These will make its way to Google Classroom, but if you have questions, please make sure to ask. Take care and have a good one.